Hey everybody, this is Geronimo Jack's Beard. This is episode 3, covering episode 4 of Lost, The Substitute. We have a new picture up on our Facebook fan page.
And on the blog.
With our beards.
Yes.
We grew out our beards. Took me a little longer.
He's not as much of a man as me.
Best beard is greener. Mine has got some gray in it.
Yeah.
What is yours called? The mermaid beard?
Yeah, I think it was... Yeah, it was called the mermaid beard, and yours was like the old sea captain beard. We actually got them. A fan sent us a link to a website, and I think it was just imadeyouabeard.com or something like that. And it's this girl.
She makes yarn beards.
She just stitches up some yarn beards and sells them. So we were like,
what else could we do? But we had to.
We had to go on and buy some, and so they are pretty awesome. As soon as they came in the mail, we were very excited by the beards.
And they came fast. That was nice.
They did.
Just in time to get our picture in for episode 3.
Yes. Which is episode 4, or about episode 4.
We keep having to say that to make sure it's clear.
It's very confusing, especially since we recorded this was recorded back in September, and now we're talking about it now.
Maybe we should have split our first episode into 2 episodes, so it would have been as episode 1 and 2.
No. Nah, I think it's alright. It's just we're confused. Just as confused as we are about what's going on in the show.
Hey, I got a question for you.
We're confused about the order of our show. Yes.
You know how we're doing these intros to what we did back then?
Yeah.
What if we then recorded an outro, and we put the contact info on the outro, and we use a second piece of music like that guy had sent?
Oh yeah, we also got sent some, besides what you just heard at the beginning of the show, we got sent a couple more songs from Jared, and they were both pretty awesome. So yeah.
Let's say.
So we'll say at the end of this. At the end of this,
we're gonna have a little outro.
We'll have a little outro.
Intro and outro, just like a real show.
Is that like an innie and an outie belly button?
It's exactly like that.
Ew.
When they play music.
I wonder what the ratio. I wonder how many people in the world have the outie. Because I've rarely seen them in real life, except when a lady's pregnant.
It's kind of rare, I think.
Yeah.
That and redheads.
Although I've known a lot of guys to have concave chests. Their chest is sunken in. It's really weird.
You've known a lot of guys that?
Yeah, I've known 3 guys. And it's always guys. I've never known that would be kind of weird if a woman had a concave chest.
Maybe. So 3 guys.
Oh, that would be really weird.
3 guys with concave chests who just happen to have their shirts off around you.
Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Great.
So
on with the show.
We have...
On with the show!
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geronimo Jack's Beard. 604, The Substitute. This is a lock story.
Yay!
I am Jorge. With me, as always, is Sidekick22.
Hi.
Are you a cat?
Meow. I'm a bobcat.
Okay. Shall we get into it? I guess the script reaction. This one was directed by Tucker Gates.
Oh yeah.
Who was my director on one of my shortest days ever on the show. I remember.
What was that?
It was a scene with me and Dom where we're walking through bushes, and it's the one where I'm like, he thinks I'm hiding food in season 1, and I'm like, I have no food.
Dude. You say dude. I have no food, dude.
Okay. I probably did. And that was my call time was 5:30 in the morning, and I was done at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was something fast.
That's awesome.
The cast list this episode has the return of Scotty, L. Scott Caldwell, Katie Seagal,
yep,
Billy Ray, Billy Ray was Locke's boss, Randy Nations.
Oh, his name's Billy Ray.
He was also my boss, who then became my employee. And I saw this was funny. There's a character called Lynn Karnoff.
Yeah.
who is played by,
Who is she? She's the Locke's or it's like an office scene, isn't it?
yeah, she's the lady doing
Lynn.
the Suzanne Kroll.
Yeah, who's she?
Suzanne Kroll played the fortune teller in
The fortune teller.
one of my episodes. Yeah, the lady who was like,
Oh, the one who told you to take off your clothes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was so bizarre.
Take off your clothes. I know your dad's right here. And
She's like, I need you to take off your clothes.
But I thought it was funny because the character's name is Lynn Carnoff, and one of the writers of the episode is Elizabeth Sarnoff. So Liz Sarnoff and Lynn Carnoff. That's pretty sure that's why she's what she's called.
So
we start with the van.
Yeah, he's
got
old Locke.
He's got one of those
the
vans.
old school Locke of frustrated with his
the
life.
Poor me Locke.
The poor weak Locke.
And his car thing doesn't work, and thinks he can jump it. He can jump the ramp.
Oh gosh.
And he takes a spill.
I mean, reading it made me sad for him, but I think seeing it when we finally see it, like however many months from now,
There's a
it's
few
gonna be...
things in this episode that I can't wait to see how they turn out.
Yeah.
And not
like,
just the part that I'm in.
I mean, I think I'm the part that I'm most excited to see because reading it got me excited. But I think Terry to bubble bath. Woo! I want to see it, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that part where they're playing When Doves Cry, and he started crawling out of the bubble bath.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I hope that doesn't get cut out of the script because that was really good.
Yeah, that was a very sensual scene.
Is it spelled different in the script?
We
should check it on the other script.
We're the sprinkler.
Because I think these two people spell it Ticka, and I think I remember it being spelled
Tikka.
Yeah, other places.
It's normally spelled Tikka.
Yeah, and here
in
it's
this
spelled
script it's spelled
Ticka.
Yeah. Who wrote this? Oh, Sarnoff.
Someone over there has to.
And Melinda.
They need a dictionary for lost sound effects. But the ticka turned out to just be the sprinklers.
But maybe it was spelled different because it wasn't the smoke monster.
Because
it was a sprinkler and not the smoke. So maybe it'll sound slightly different.
Maybe you're right, but then and the next thing we cut to is the POV of Locke as the smoke monster, and the sound is the same. Is written the same.
Oh, it is. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So it's just there's like a discrepancy in how they spell it. Not that that's a big deal. It's a sound effect. It's like how many different ways can you spell boom?
Okay.
Only one way, anyways.
Why are you leaning over like that? It's making me nervous.
Stop. That's not fair.
Okay, so, Anthony, what?
I just thought, the next thing I wrote is,
Anthony Cooper?
No.
Well, I mean, he's with Helen. Sweet.
Helen saying, what are the odds of you running into a spinal surgeon? Tell me about it.
The odds on Lost are pretty big.
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like, maybe it's destiny.
Yeah, which is very Locke. The word destiny is very, very Locke. Is it our destiny, John? So, huge. Well, besides the fact that he's with Helen and they're happy and, she asks if his dad's going to be invited to the wedding. Or not if his dad's going to be invited to the wedding. Something about
us getting his dad. Like,
inviting him to go elope. Right.
Yeah,
so we should just grab your dad and go elope. That was what it was. Not that he wasn't going to be. But so they're like buddy.
Well, there's also later there's that picture of like him and his dad. So,
on his desk. Right. So
he gets along with his dad.
Okay, so here's my question then. Do you think Sawyer's parents are then still dead from
his
Anthony
dad?
Cooper? And B, why is John in a wheelchair?
I'm assuming, I don't know. Oh, you mean because his dad wouldn't have pushed him out of the thing?
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair.
Well,
because...
I think that,
why would he be in a wheelchair? I have a theory that I will mention in a little bit. So why he's in a wheelchair? Yeah.
He's in a wheelchair because it's his destiny.
But then how did he get... I mean, he got in the wheelchair originally because his dad... did Locke still have two kidneys? Or did he give his dad a kidney, but it was in, like, a nice way and his dad was waiting for him at the hospital still? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, if he's buddy-buddy with him, either Anthony Cooper is a good guy in this world, or he's a bad guy, but Locke hasn't found out yet. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, he hasn't found out that he's gonna try and con that old lady with her rich life.
But that means, he's in his life. You know, it's not like...
Right.
Because his dad wasn't in his
bed.
life until he resurfaced later, right?
Oh. So you think he's been in his life the whole time and maybe Locke wasn't an orphan or whatever?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. But he's in his life now, and, I mean...
I didn't even think of that.
It's possible that, you know... if they're really praying, like, they have a better relationship with each other, maybe he didn't, like, leave. By the way, when the smoke monster was going through, and then it heard, like, the rock music...
Yeah.
And it was, like, peeking in on the house...
Yeah.
We were all pretty sure it was going to be Sawyer anyways, right? Because he's the only one who's living over there, isn't he?
Right. Yeah, he's the one who went back there and...
Because, like, they didn't show him until later. It be? Yeah, but I just thought it was pretty obvious.
Does it say what the song is? Does it say what the music is?
It says rock music.
So, do you think they're going to put in Geronimo Jackson?
No. I think...
Because wouldn't it... Oh, no, wait.
It's
no, it's 2007.
what Sawyer wants to listen to.
But it is 2007, I think. It's not Dharma time anymore, right?
Yeah, but you're limited as to how modern the music can be, because I remember when they found the hatch, they were talking about music that could only go up to a certain date.
Well, isn't that the first time we heard about Geronimo Jack's beard is when you and Charlie are going through the records in the hatch? Jack's beard, not Geronimo Jack's beard.
Geronimo Jackson. Geronimo Jackson. Richard was in a bag.
Richard was in a bag.
He hung him in a bag.
I didn't get that part.
Well, what happens is, like, when you go camping, you want to hang the food so that the bears don't get it.
What?
You hang food when you go camping. I thought you went camping, and you said you went camping.
I did go camping, but what do you mean you hang food, like, really, really high so a bear doesn't get it?
But low enough that the squirrels can't get it either. Randy's still a douche.
Yeah. You love that word.
Douche?
Yeah. You love it on the show and in real life. Hurley?
Well,
both of you guys.
You know, there was something when I had that scene with Miles' dad, and it says your dad's kind of a douche. It's the first time I actually said it, and I was like, you know,
really?
I kind of like
you
it.
Said it before.
I don't really call people douches very much.
No, it's kind of a gross word.
But there are people
fun.
who are douches, and it's appropriate. And since it's like TV friendly, I'm like, I'm gonna start working douche and like taking it out for a spin a bit. And Randy's still a douche.
Okay, I have something to say about Randy.
Oh, I'm sorry I had to hit you in the throat. That was one of my notes. Continue.
Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Randy comes up to Jock. Comes up to Locke.
Cousteau.
Yeah. Comes up to Locke and he's like, so, how was your trip? And he knows that he wasn't there and he's kind of being a douche a little bit. And then he says, hey, you got a nice tan in Australia. How was the conference? And Locke, and then he basically says, well, actually, I called these people and talked to them, and they said you didn't go.
Right.
Okay. So, here's my thing, and I know I'm jumping ahead in the script a little bit more.
But we all know where he went, don't we?
He didn't go on the walkabout. We later find out.
Right.
He says he did to Boone, but later, we find out he did not go on the walkabout.
Right.
So here's my point, is he wasn't at the conference, he wasn't on the walkabout, but he's tanner than he was when he left.
Maybe.
He was on the island. I'm telling you. I just feel it. I feel it. He was on the island, and something on the island caused him to
get a tan.
Well, no. Well, actually, I'm about to contradict what I was just thinking. Because I was thinking something on the island.
No way.
Something on the island put him in the wheelchair, but then I'm like,
Well, then he'd be like, oh, you got a nice tan and
you're in a wheelchair all of a sudden. And Helen would be like, why are you in a wheelchair all of a sudden?
What? I thought, what happened at the conference?
But so if he wasn't at the conference, and he wasn't, was he just sitting in his room getting room
We don't
service?
even know if he has a tan.
But Randy says he had one.
Randy's being a jerk. Randy's like, oh, see, you got yourself a tan.
But I bet you $5 he did.
But you didn't
because
go
he
to the
was-
thing, huh?
Okay, whether or not he got put in the wheelchair on the island,
We're gonna have to take pictures. We're gonna have to look at pictures of before lock from.
But my point is,
See what kind of tan he got.
he wasn't at the walkabout. He wasn't at the conference. He was on the island. That's what I think.
Okay.
I don't know how he got there. I don't know why. I don't
Okay.
know when. Like, I don't know how it all works, but where was he? I mean, they make a point of saying he wasn't at the conference, he wasn't at this other thing. So where was he? Something is weird there with that stuff. Did he really just sit and he just kind of like, you know, because he's all depressed about being in a wheelchair and stuff, did he really just go to Australia just to...
You'd think
Sit
maybe
in
he could
his
at least.
hotel
Well, I guess he was. After he got denied on the walkabout, and he was too depressed to actually go to the rest of the conference. And see.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. I just thought...
I mean, he seemed to have he didn't want to tell people about it, so maybe he would have just had to wait out the time.
Or maybe...
At the
I know what it
resort.
is. I know what it is. I just thought of it.
Okay.
He somehow, before he went to Australia, in quotes, he somehow he somehow found out that the island heals people. And so he somehow knew about it. I don't know from who or what. No. Gimme.
Okay.
And he went there, and it didn't heal him because it's this other universe. And so when he came home, he seems extra depressed about his life
Okay.
because he was thinking he was going to come home walking
Okay.
her down the aisle, yada,
Okay.
yada, yada. And he's not, so that's it. That's my theory.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Okay. Allow me to shoot a hole in your theory.
Okay.
How long do you think Locke can hold his breath?
I don't know. Why?
Because the island is underwater.
Oh. Yeah, but...
Enjoy your swim trying to get healed.
Right.
Thank you.
All
And
right,
good
fine.
night. We should probably just end the show right here.
Shut up.
I mean, that's about as far as it's going to get.
I thought that was a pretty good theory. Kind of. Until you said that... until you said it couldn't happen.
Right.
Until you said it couldn't possibly happen, I thought it was good. All right, fine. Whatever.
So Locke was soft, so he was trying to win Albert over to his side by being like, "Oh, I would never have treated you like Jacob did."
You want to bring that stuff up now? Because I got another...
You got another big one?
I got another big one.
Do you want to save it?
No, I mean, it doesn't
tell me.
matter. I mean, you brought up Albert, and this...
Well, Albert
what I'm
was-
about to say is...
Oh, you mean, are you talking about when Albert comes back after Sawyer? This is still Albert in the
There-
bag. I'm still at Albert in the bag.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because we still have, other
So
stuff.
save it. If you've got another big one for
Oh,
me
I'll
to shoot
save
down,
big
I'll be
ones.
there.
Oh, jeez.
The weird boy.
Oh, dude. That's weird.
Okay, here's what's weird about the boy.
That is so weird, and I don't know what...
Because I believe when I read about the weird boy, he first shows up. When he first shows up, he goes, "You can't kill me?"
No. When he first shows up, Locke, I think, just sees him, and he's like, what was that?
Wait, he says you can't kill me, right?
No. The little boy?
Oh, he doesn't?
No, okay. He shows up first. You looking at the script? He shows up first, and I think Locke just sees him. And then he shows up later when Locke is with he shows up when Albert is with Locke. And he just sees him and he's like, "What?" And it says in there that it kind of startles Locke a bit, or
Right.
Man in Black, whatever he is.
Right.
And then he shows up again later when Locke is with Sawyer,
And
that's
they have
when
their touche moment.
and that's when the boy says, "You know the rules. You can't kill him."
Right, where's that part?
That's where he says that. I don't know where it is in there, but
I gotta find it.
who is that kid? Who is he? Oh my gosh! It says that he's blonde and he's in others' rags or something like
Yeah,
that.
but there was something that was weird about the boy, when the second time he showed up, that they said he looked different.
Well, no, it was first when you see him, he's bloody, and then the second time you see him, he's not bloody.
Oh, I got confused. Was he blood? I thought he was bloody the second time. No, not that it matters so much.
No, I think he's bloody the first time, and then it's no longer bloody. here's the blonde kid again.
Hey, hurry, say something. I want to find the part. I want to find the parts where that boy shows up.
Well, he shows up way earlier than that. He first shows up when he's with Albert, after he cuts Albert out of the bag.
Hold on, where's Weird Boy? Actually, my notes kind of have page numbers now. Okay, I'm wrong. The boy says, you know the rules, you can't kill him, meaning he can't kill Sawyer, you think.
Right.
Right?
That's what I said. Because he can't kill him because we later see that his name is on that ceiling. Because they're candidates, basically. Right? He can't kill anybody who's a candidate.
Right.
I'm assuming. I mean,
It's
that's the only
way.
reason that I think that, why couldn't he kill him? I mean, he couldn't kill Jacob, right? So he can't kill Sawyer because Sawyer is a candidate to be Jacob? Be the next Jacob? But who is that kid?
I think it's Jacob. Well, no. I think it's who the man in black was.
You think it's him as a kid?
There's something, because, like...
But he's not blonde. Jacob's blonde. I mean,
the man
it
in
might
black
be
had
Jacob.
gray hair. You couldn't tell if he was going to be blonde. You think it's young Jacob?
Maybe. But would he be in others' rags? Well, I guess no. We've only seen Jacob in like one outfit, right?
This is driving me crazy. I'm looking for the part now where the kid first showed up. 40 years ago.
I thought maybe.
Oh yeah, because his hands are covered in blood, right? So who has blood on their hands? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, when I first
Man
read
in
it,
Black?
I thought it was Aaron,
Yeah,
like from the future, like when Walt came
future
to the,
Aaron with blood on his hands. Maybe.
Well, I don't know, because remember when Claire reached into the crib and there was blood on her hands?
When?
In the first season.
Oh.
When she had the dreams of Ethan
Can you
and she's like,
imagine?
ah!
Can you imagine that being an Easter egg from the first season? And that's
Oh.
Aaron growing up
Might.
with blood on his
Well,
hands
he's
in
blonde,
others' rags?
But Jacob is blonde. That's a good point. I don't know. Because Aaron, I feel like Aaron, even though he's a little baby or whatever,
Or if it's not Jacob,
I feel like Aaron
it's
has
like
more to
Jacob
do with the story.
taking on the look of someone who
It's somebody
messes with...
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
It's somebody who obviously affects Man in Black.
Yeah, I mean, Sawyer said that the man in black, when he says, like, Locke was scared, and you're not scared, but this definitely scared him.
Yeah, this is the first time where we see Man in Black kind of be like, oh, wait, wait. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, could be Aaron, could be Jacob, it could be somebody else. Maybe it's Man in Black's father from the past. And no, I don't know. I mean, you don't know the rules. So there's rules to something, and this guy, I don't know. I don't get it.
Ben lied about killing Jacob.
Wait, I had one more thing to say about what we were talking about.
The kid?
When the kid says, you know the rules, you can't kill him,
Right,
about Sawyer.
right.
The man in black says, don't tell me what I can't do, which is very Locke. I mean, that's Locke's saying. I mean, it's not like...
You think there's, like, a merger of some kind?
I don't know. But, I mean, that's a total... It was almost like this kid has sort of brought the Locke out in Man in Black. The Locke-ish. Because it's the first time we've seen Man in Black seem weak in his thought, in his emotion,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And he says, "Don't tell me what I can't do," which is, I mean, they, when they wrote that, they didn't just write that because that's what he was going to say. They wrote it knowing that that's what Locke's signature thing was.
Right.
So, what does that mean? Does that mean
I don't
Locke
know.
is coming out of Man in Black?
The problem, though, is his body's in there, so somehow Locke's spirit, he had to
Maybe.
meld with Locke's spirit, in a way. And that, what?
I hope we see Locke's spirit soon. Like,
He'll come out
talk
again
to you
somehow?
or talk to Miles or somebody. So
Oh,
that's
that would
the
be
actual
cool.
Locke.
Actually, that would be cool, actually. Yeah, if Locke came and talked
To you,
as
like,
a dead guy.
yeah, like the other dead people that you talk to.
Like
That'd be
Obi-Wan
really cool.
again.
Like Obi-Wan. Okay. So yeah, I had that as a note as far as don't.
So,
tell me
but
what I
wait,
can't
okay,
do.
so what I was saying is, Ilana asks Ben if the black smoke killed Jacob.
And he says, yeah.
It says, yep. And then Ilana just kind of accepts it, but I think she knows he's lying. Because I think she knows the rules. So it's like, okay, so I don't think she believes Ben when he says that the black smoke killed Jacob. Because I think
she knows stuff because when Jacob
came and
to
saw
her
her in the
Russian
hospital,
and he's like, I need you to help me or whatever.
Right, exactly. He's like,
Okay.
listen, here's the thing. Don't worry about the black smoke. He can't hurt me. But
He's like,
other
listen.
people can. And we need to find a candidate. So come along and, if I die, I want you to know one thing. The black smoke didn't do it. Because there are rules.
That's what he said, I'm sure. I'm sure it was exactly like that.
So...
Okay, wait, so...
Whoever tells you the black smoke did it is the person who did it.
Okay.
It's like
So you think
in The
that as soon as
Godfather.
Ben
You know in The
said that, she's like,
Godfather? In The Godfather, he
No,
says...
I've never seen it.
The first guy who comes up to you at the funeral is the guy who...
First guy who
planned
says
the hit.
his condolences is the guy who killed...
Who planned the hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it is Abe Vigoda.
I never saw any of those.
It's always Abe
But,
Vigoda.
okay, here's what I was going to say about all that stuff. And I've been thinking this for a while. I feel like because Ilana, we saw that he went to Ilana in the hospital and said he needed her help or whatever, and she knew about the candidates, and all the candidates are coming to the island now at this point, and then later we find it out. I know I'm jumping ahead, but we find out about the names on the ceiling with the numbers and blah, 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 blah. I feel like this was sort of planned. Like, I know I'm gonna go on to another Harry Potter tangent again, but
What was planned?
I think Jacob is like Dumbledore
Oh, no.
in that he knew his death was coming. Because, Dumbledore
No.
kind of planned it so that
It's
Snape
Jesus.
would kill him. But okay, listen.
It's Jesus.
Okay, I don't need to get all biblical. I think
know.
it's more fun to talk about Harry
much rather
Potter.
get Harry Pottical.
But Dumbledore knew he was dying
It's
because
Tupac.
he touched the cursed
Tupac
ring.
knew he was going to die because he did that in that rap.
Anyway, I just feel like Jacob knew that I feel like because Jacob seems all-knowing and he's this godlike figure, whatever people are saying who Jacob is, I don't know yet. But I think that he knew what was going to happen, and he knew when it was going to happen. He knew who was going to do it. He knew Ben was going to do it. Because when Ben comes into there last season, he just kind of seemed like, hey, what's up? And he didn't even, run away, or he just kind of, walked up. Ben walked up to him and just started stabbing him. It wasn't, you know what I mean?
He said, what about you?
Yeah, it's almost like he was egging Ben on.
Well,
I think Jacob knew that he was going to die, and so now somehow
yeah,
he's
I think he knew.
Was Jacob, the guy that we know as Jacob right now, was he a candidate at one point? And who was before him then? Melvin?
Yes. Melvin.
What do you
Maybe
mean,
they're all
yes?
named Jacob, and it's like the next Jacob is going to be named Jacob as well.
So if Jacob is inside...
Boy or girl?
So if Jacob is in Saeed right now, Saeed has to change his name to Jacob?
He will.
No way.
But I don't think Saeed has Jacob in him. So are we saying, first of all, let me ask you this. If the man...
Because Saeed was a candidate. We see his name on the thing, right? It wasn't scratched out.
If the man in black becomes people without jumping into their bodies, you're saying, yeah, Jacob
Right.
has a different rule. He jumps into bodies.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because there was Locke's body still.
Because
But there
that's
was two
possible.
Locks,
I mean, they could
basically.
be different
They could.
entities of some type, right? They could be a different thing, so
Right.
it's possible.
Right.
I just think that if Jacob was reincarnated in Saeed, it wouldn't be this scary thing to Dogen and Lennon and the people of the temple.
You think that they would sense it if Jacob was in him?
Well, maybe the test will tell him, or I mean, I don't think it'd be. I think it'd be. Yeah, I think either that or Jacob would be like, "Hey, relax, it's me, Jacob. You know,
Right.
I'm your boy. I've been hanging out. You know me." So, I think it's. Yeah, I think it's not. That's not what it's gonna be.
All right. Well, we'll see. We will see.
Let me knock some notes out real fast. Locke says to Sawyer about that he'll tell him why he was on the island. Alana says he's stuck this way.
Right. I had that as a note too, and I don't understand why. Why
Like
all
now,
of a sudden?
it's like once you're in that body, you're stuck that way.
Why? Because he's been flipping through. As far as we know, like in past seasons, now when we found out who this guy was,
Right.
we think he was Christian. We think he was Alex.
I think I have a theory.
So why is he stuck now? Why?
I think I have a theory.
What is it?
Who was it? Let's see. It was Christian.
Yeah.
Yemi, right?
Yemi. Some people I've heard in the past seasons say that he's Ben's mom. Remember when Ben's mom's like, "Not right now, Benjamin. It's too early," or whatever.
I mean, we're assuming. Wait, are we sure he's Christian?
We're assuming he is because he was like in the cabin and was creepy and with Claire, and then now that Dogan said in 603
Because
that
like, didn't people think that he was Jacob? Oh no, he said he wasn't Jacob, right?
who?
When he saw Christian, Locke said, "Are you Jacob?"
Oh, and he said
goes-
I can speak for him or something, didn't he? Or was that?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man, it's really confusing.
Well, I know. Well, okay, let's say if he was Christian, and he was Yemi.
And Alex Russo or whatever, Alex Linus, whatever.
Okay,
her
let's
name
say
is.
it was Alex. Alex is a little harder to prove, but I wondered if, because they're burying Locke, I wonder if you bury the body, he can't become them. Because Christian wasn't buried because he fell out of the coffin, and Yemi wasn't buried because he was in the airplane. Alex was barely buried. They just kicked dirt on her, pretty much. Maybe
They did? I thought they buried her.
They didn't bury that deep, I think.
Oh, well, but she was still buried.
But barely. Not like, not like a proper burial.
Okay. So, what's your point? So you're saying that once the body of whoever he's taken over is in
I
the
don't know,
ground,
I'm just trying to figure out why he's stuck on... Why is he stuck?
Well, that's a question.
By the way, the great part when they're burying him is Ben gives him the eulogy, and he says, like, he was a better man than me. I'm sorry I murdered him. And then Lapita says...
said that?
Lapita says, like, the best line. He says, "This is the weirdest funeral I've ever
Oh,
been
yeah.
to."
That's right. This is the weirdest. Lapidus has funny lines.
Yeah, he does.
He's got some good ones.
Um...
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you say something.
yeah, because now I have my thing that I wanted to discuss.
The game changer
The
thing?
game changer.
Wait. Oh, well, where are you in the script that this game changer shows
I feel
up?
like I'm in the middle, but I really can't remember. It's when Locke and Richard see each other, or they're talking, and Locke is talking to him about. Wait, it's on page.
Alana says something really weird.
Wait, it's on page 10. Go to page 10.
Oh, 10?
Yeah, it's early.
Way at the beginning.
Well, I know because you started talking about Albert in the
Okay.
bag.
What happens in page 10?
Okay, on page 10. On page 10, it says, Locke says, because I knew he'd get me access to Jacob about using Ben to kill him and stuff. Because John's a candidate. At least he was a candidate. And then Albert says, "What do you mean, candidate?" Okay, now keep in mind what Albert just said. What do you mean, candidate? Okay. Couple things. Because I've been watching the episodes. All of them. Like seasons 1, 2, 3, lately. And this is what I'm kind of coming up with, okay? In season 3, in the episode called I Do. Jack is doing the surgery on Ben, and Pickett, who's the guy who everybody loves to hate, broken nose man.
Yeah.
Pickett says to one of the others, I don't know who he is, he says Shepard wasn't even on Jacob's list.
Right.
Right, okay. Now, in season 5 finale, when Ben finally sees Jacob for the very first time, but before Jacob says the "what about you" thing, Ben has this long speech about I've lived here for 35 years of my life and blah blah blah, and he says, Richard would bring me your instructions, all those slips of paper, all of those lists, and I never questioned anything. I did as I was told. So you're telling me that Richard talks to Jacob and has no idea now? Richard would get the lists from Jacob. Richard would talk to Jacob. Richard knew about Jacob and about the lists and all this stuff.
Yes.
And he has no idea now what Locke means by saying John was a candidate.
Listen,
that makes
this
absolutely
is that whole conversation.
No sense.
What do you mean? Jacob didn't tell you any of this?
Any of what?
Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. All this you were doing, whatever he told you and never said why? I would never have done that to you. I would never have kept you in the dark.
Yeah, but
that's
why?
what they're saying, that Richard didn't know. Hole.
No, and
next.
Okay, so the next thing is fine. That's fine, but I really don't think that makes any sense. But at the same time, why did Danny Pickett say Jacob or Shepard wasn't on Jacob's list when
Pickett
at the end
doesn't know anything. Pickett is just
when at the end we see that Shepard's name is on the ceiling. It says Shepard, and it's not. I don't think it's crossed out. But we see that whether it's a crossed out or not, if his name is on the ceiling, he was a candidate. Isn't that what we're led to believe?
His name's not crossed out.
Fine. I'm just saying, it's there. So he's a candidate.
Yes, I know he is.
So why is Pickett saying he wasn't even on Jacob's list?
I don't know what that list was that he was looking at. But
so you're
first
saying
of all, Pickett didn't know anything. Pickett was just some guy with a grudge.
I don't know, dude. I think that I don't know why that line
There's
would
so
be
many
in.
lists. There's so many lists. Let me
Why?
tell you something. Let me tell you something else.
What are the lists about then?
You tell me. As soon as the plane's crashing in New Otherton, what does Ben say? Give me a list of names.
Yeah.
Go find a list. Bring me a list. So, I'm saying this. Ben never talked to Jacob.
I know Ben never talked to Jacob.
But he had people do Jacob's bidding for him. Ben was like a cult leader.
So you're saying that when Ben said, get me a list of the people on the beach, Ethan or whoever got that list for him, brought it to Ben, and Ben gave it to someone to gave it to Richard to give to Jacob?
I'm saying it's
possible. Don't you think Jacob knows who's on the plane because he went and touched them when they were young?
Thank you. But on top of that, I'm saying that it's very likely, knowing what we know about Ben, that he could have made up lists to just manipulate people in New Otherton. Like, I don't really think Pickett was anywhere in an inner circle of enough that he actually had contact with anyone who had actually even probably seen the list. It's just that them saying
all those lists. What I mean, like
I think they're just saying. Yeah, I think Pickett was just like going, "Hey, Pickett, these people get this person, this person, this person, this person," and he didn't mention Shepard, for example. And there's like he's not even on his list.
So, do you think that anybody who came to the island in that kind of way, like Henry Gale and the balloon and the Rousseau team and all that, do you think any of those people were candidates? And that's why
I don't
they were
know
brought to the
because
island?
there's a lot of names in that cave.
I know, but
and there's
that's
a lot of
what I'm
names that have
saying.
been crossed out.
And was anybody else on the plane a candidate who accidentally got killed in the beginning by the others or by whoever, like Scott, Steve, whoever?
Or what if they just died in the crash?
Yeah. But I don't think they would have just died in the crash because if they were a candidate, they would have been one of the ones to live. That's the whole thing is, wow, we survived a plane crash. Oh, I wonder why. Because it's a magical island and we're going to be a candidate.
Well, it's like, part of it's going to be like, how many names are we talking? It's going to be a lot of names probably.
I think it's in the script it says over 100 names.
Okay.
On the ceiling, yeah.
Well, over 100 names is not that many names, I guess. Unless over 100 means like
100,000. Over 100,000.
Because I mean, over 100 names could be just one plane, but I think it could have been names being, gathered from over time too, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm saying. Is like in the 80s was Alex.
Like I wonder if Jacob's
Danielle
name was
Rousseau
there.
up
Yeah,
there.
right. I wonder.
But that's what I mean. As far as if Jacob's name was up there, was Jacob a candidate? At
Yeah,
one
that's what I'm
time?
wondering. That's a good question.
And who is the original god of the island or whatever?
I don't know. Maybe it's Walt.
Walt is the god of the island. All right, so basically, I think things that we left out were Rose.
So wait, hold on. Your
Rose,
point was that, just that the discrepancy whether Jack was on the list or not, because Picket City wasn't.
Discrepancy, exactly.
Okay.
And the discrepancy that.
And what's the
causes
point?
confusion.
What's the point of the fact that there's two sources of information that are wrong, that are contradictory?
What do you mean?
Okay, so let's say that's right.
It doesn't make sense. What I'm saying is, if in season 3 Pickett was right in saying Jacob wasn't on Shepard's list, just because they wanted to say that and throw that line in there, they didn't know where they were going with it. Well, now he is on his list, so it's wrong. I mean, that's just my point. Is what I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense to have that line in season 3 if we're coming now and seeing this cave thing or whatever it is with these names on the ceiling.
All I gotta say about that is, man, you believe Pickett? Pickett was a douche.
Whatever. So, just a quick thing is that you're seeing. I mean, Rose works for
Still has
your temp agency, right? It's you own it or whatever.
That's my tendency. Yes.
You own the temp. You own everything
Yes.
because you're the luckiest guy.
She
now.
still has cancer.
Oh, I know. So she obviously has not been to the island because otherwise she would.
Oh, there was a great. I wrote touche down because of that moment when Sawyer is talking to Alpert, and then Locke shows up, and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" And Sawyer goes, "No one." And then Sawyer goes, "Did you find that kid?" He's like, "What kid?" And he goes, and it's kind of like it says like, "Touche," like in the.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
in the
script
direction.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was funny. Did we talk about Ben and Locke as teachers yet?
No. Well, no, I think you touched on it really.
Well, Ben's
briefly.
kind of like, he's kind of a tightwad. He's kind of a,
He is?
as a teacher, he's the guy who's going like, if you take the last cup of coffee.
Dude, have you ever worked in an office where you go to get a water or like especially when you go to the water cooler and somebody has taken it and didn't put the new water thing on there, the water jug?
I knew you would side with him.
No, but I'm just saying that is annoying. It's like if you take the last, replenish.
He's probably one of the teachers.
That's just an adult thing.
I have a feeling that Ben's kind of one of the teachers that no one likes as far as the other teachers go.
I would think that would be like...
Until he found his soulmate in Teacher Locke.
Aw,
He's
they're
like,
cute.
I'll have an Earl Grey or something.
Oh yeah, and he's like, that's
like,
a gentleman's
a
tea.
man after my own
Or
heart.
whatever. That is cute. So they're working together, huh? See, so everybody in... from the island story, everybody's going to be in similar... In the other world, they're going to be in similar contact with the... Because Ben and Locke have been on the island in the past seasons, have been together and or against each other and together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe Ben's going to kill Locke.
That'd be great.
In the...
Like an accident.
Maybe I didn't read it that he
Be
was
like-
so cranky, but maybe he will be
Wait,
like the
what-
cranky
what-
teacher who
what-
goes crazy and shoots up the school.
What
and,
did
like,
Ben
kills
teach? What does Ben
Locke.
teach? I forget. What does Ben teach?
It's like
European history.
European history, yeah.
And Locke teaches...
It was like
It was
like
other history.
sexual development or something.
Oh, right. It was
wasn't
reproduction.
Yeah.
He was like teaching like the reproductive system.
Right.
I was hoping it'd be like
Interesting.
maybe it'd be like some like science class accident that could have killed Locke.
All right. That's all I have.
That's
as
our
far as
show.
Discussing 604 The Substitute. Thanks for
Thank
listening.
you. And once again, signing off. This is Jorge, and with me, as always,
Sidekick 22.
2 and 2. And that was our show. Man, that was great when I said that thing.
I know, it was really good.
That time.
That one thing that you
How
said
about that? This and that. This is our outro music. Ivory Coast.
Don't forget that you can email us with short theories. And,
Yes, we like short theories.
And short theories, short questions, and, you know, your love at GeronimoJacksbeard@yahoo.com.
Yeah, you can become a fan of us on our Facebook page.
And you can also, as I'm sure you know, check out GeronimoJacksbeard.blogspot.com.
Come!
Jeez, you're stepping all over my words.
Thanks. And see you next week, kids.
All right.